Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to the What I Eat in a Day. Thank you so much for continuing to join me for fantastic days of food and my first one of 2021. Wow, that even sounds strange to say. I feel like last year was just such a strange year for everybody, but I'm ready to start a new year. I'm hopeful and I hope you guys are all doing super well. So today's going to be a really lovely day of food actually. I feel like all I've eaten over Christmas is crap, if I'm completely honest. I would say I overindulged because I don't really like to use that term. I just ate what I wanted when I wanted in moderation. But I would definitely say that my choices weren't exactly representative of how I eat generally. Like, I was very lenient in what I was having and my portions and everything like that. So I do want to kind of bring it back to focus a little bit and not overindulge quite as much. So this morning I woke up and I had yogurt and berries, which I'll insert now. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like all I've eaten over Christmas is crap. So I'm trying to inject a little bit of routine into my eating. So today I'm going to start off with yogurt. This is a honey infused yogurt that I get from Tesco. It's really delicious actually. It's the fat-free version, just because honestly I feel like I have eaten so much crap over Christmas. I've just gorged on chocolate, mince pies. It's just not been the one. So I'm trying to just be a little bit conscious. Not that I'm trying to lose weight, I'm just trying to, you know, rein it in a little bit. And I'm also going to top on that some strawberries that I've rinsed from the fridge. And then because I still have a sweet tooth, you know, in nature, I'm going to pop on a tiny bit of my demerara sugar, which I normally do when it comes to a honey yogurt, especially when I'm using fat-free. I do want a little bit of something. So the tiniest sprinkle of demerara sugar, not only for a bit of crunch, but also, again, it adds that nice caramelly flavour. And I'm also going to make a cup of tea, of course. I'm not going to have coffee today. I'm going to have one a bit later, so I'm going to make a cup of tea. Okay, so the kettle is just making my brew, and again, I'm not tracking, but I do like to give you guys the point value where I can. But this amount of yogurt, you're looking at 2 points, which is nothing really. Sometimes I'll put banana in there, sometimes I'll put peach, I'll put plum. I just try to mix it up with my toppings. Sometimes I'll spread walnuts on there or honey. It's just a really lovely way to get some yogurt into me, and it's nice and refreshing for the new year. So that's what I'm having, 2 points. Obviously the berries are free, I don't point the sugar, but refreshing way to start the day. I actually am quite hungry now, so I'm gonna have an omelette on a muffin, which I've been really enjoying having recently. A nice big cheese omelette on a muffin. And then tonight I'm actually making a Middle Eastern dish that I haven't made for years. I'm very excited about it. It's called maraq dajaj, which is basically kind of similar to the okra and basilia that I've showed you before, but with chicken. So it's going to be a very similar kind of casserole slash stew, but with chicken and potatoes. A really hearty, warming, lovely, aromatic, delicious dish. So I'm very excited to share that with you all today. And I'm just going to get started. I hope you all enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up, and I will link everything that I can down below. This cardigan I got last year, I think. Yeah, definitely got it last year because we've literally just started this year. Yeah, I got it in the winter of last year, so I've actually had it pretty much a year now, and I love it. It's like an Angora wool, and honestly it's the toastiest, warmest thing. I have it on with a striped top. Surprise, surprise, this one is by Monkey in its gorgeous orange colour. My bog standard Tory jeans, Ugg slippers. I'll link everything I can down below, but let's get on with the day. Actually, instead of having a muffin, I'm going to have seeded loaf. I absolutely love omelette with toast and ketchup, so that's what I'm going to have. I will give you guys rough point values. As you know, I'm not pointing, I'm not tracking, I guess I'm being mindful, but I'm not actually counting anything. I'm just kind of trusting my instinct and my choices. So I'm going to have 2 eggs and 1 egg white, purely because I don't love yolk. Like, I have it for the colour and for the protein and the good fat, but at the end of the day I'm not a huge fan, so 3 yolks is a bit much for me. So I'm going to have 2 eggs and an egg white, and I'm going to pop a dash of milk in that because I love popping milk in my eggs, just a little dash. Some butter. I'm going to fry that off. Bit of cheese. Of course, you guys know, I think it's across 3 plans, but obviously there's been quite a few changes recently, so do check that. But on my plan, which is blue, which again I'm not overly following, but that's what I did follow, eggs were classed as a 0 hero, so they were completely free. And a dash of pepper, a little bit of rock salt. Okay, so my eggs are in, my toast is in. I popped in 2 slices, which comes to either 3 points per slice or 5 points for 2. I've opted for 2 for 5 points. Again, I'm not recording this, I'm just giving you guys that information, but I feel like 2 for me is where it's at. Just about to start making dinner before I have my afternoon coffee. So I have some chicken here. This is going to be my regular marug recipe, but I'm substituting the lamb that I would normally use for chicken. And I'm also not adding okra or cannellini beans. I'm just doing a simple sauce with onion, garlic, tomato, stock and chicken. It's going to be a really delicious one. Again, perfect for switching up your meat or your veggies. It's just a fantastic way. What I am going to do though is blitz up my chopped tomatoes in the food processor to make them smoother. I'm using 1 part of this and 1 part passata, so I don't have to do that with the passata, but I do prefer to do it with the chopped tomatoes just to make it smoother, more creamy. I add salt and pepper and blitz it up. I'm also going to be caramelizing my onion. I have a really lovely dark onion here and a lot of garlic, guys. Middle Eastern cooking does have a lot of garlic, but feel free to, you know, not use quite so much if you're not a garlic lover, but it does all add to that flavour and the richness of the sauce. So I have 6 fat cloves here. One other ingredient I did forget to say is potatoes. I'm going to be peeling these. Sometimes I don't peel them. I'm going to peel them today, and I'm going to chop those up and they're going to go in after the chicken has kind of cooked down. And honestly, adding potato to marug is one of life's finest things. But again, if you're a veggie, you could add some courgette, some aubergine would be great. It's a great way to kind of open your fridge, get rid of anything that's lurking in the bags that needs eating after Christmas and after the New Year rush. So do not be afraid to add as many veggies, as many combinations of vegetables and meats as you would like. You could use lamb, you could use keema like a mince, you could do chicken like I'm doing today. Just so delicious. So I'm going to roughly chop my onion and then I'm going to get them sauteing in a pan, which I have put some olive oil in, but feel free to use ghee if you have it. Ghee is my preference, but I don't have any. Normally, if you were cooking this dish with lamb, you would cook the meat first and then you would cook the onion in the juices that have come off the meat. Chicken doesn't really require that kind of caramelization. It isn't quite the same. So I'm going to add the chicken in afterwards because I'm using a skinless chicken breast, which is of course free on WW, and also breast is a much kind of drier cut of the chicken, so I would suggest you could do that if you're using thigh or something that's a little less lean. But if you're using breast like I am today, there's really no need to do that first. So get the onions in, get them cooking down. I'm also going to chop my garlic as opposed to grating it in, because I just like to get those pockets of garlic in the sauce, and it's so the marug is bubbling away. I'm going to turn it down to a low simmer heat, and in a moment I'm going to pop the lid on, but I'm going to keep it slightly ajar. Before I leave, I'm going to add 2 to 3 of these cardamom pods. Now you can skip on this, I suggest you not to. It's authentic, Middle Eastern and delicious. So what I would suggest is when you are using cardamom pods is that you shatter them either with the blade of a knife, or if you're comfortable, give them a bite and just pop them in. Just bite them, pop them in and leave them to simmer in the juices. One last thing, and this is completely optional, I'm popping this in because my skin has been not that great recently. I'm going to pop half a teaspoon of ground turmeric in, again just because it's anti-inflammatory and my skin has been a little bit sore at the moment. Pop that in and then leave it to simmer for at least 40 minutes to an hour. It's been about an hour now. That marug has been happily bubbling away. for the past hour. I've just prepared some rice, just according to my regular recipe. You guys saw me make it in my last What I Eat Today, so I didn't want to bang on about that too much. But now I'm just having some cucumber chopped, and I'm also going to have a side serving of yogurt on the side of my marag as well, which is quite traditional in Middle Eastern cuisine. So I've chopped my cucumber. It's literally just me having that, so I'll give that a rinse in a moment. The end of another What I Eat in a Day. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much we all enjoyed that marag. It was absolutely delicious. Layla gave it a 20 out of 10, and she's a really fussy eater, guys, so for Layla to sit and enjoy it to that extent just shows you that honestly it's just the one. It's so good. It's so simple as well. Really low in point value. The only things you really need to factor in is any oil that you use. I never did that, but if you want to factor it in, the skinless chicken breast was free. Of course, the tomato, potato is relatively low in point value, but do check that out as well, and the rice and the bread. But apart from that, it was tomato, garlic, onion, chicken. You know, it's just a fantastic one. So I'm going to put my recipe in the description box down below. That is my family's recipe and how we make it, so enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.